Welcome back to Shrink by Quint, where each week we dive into the complexities of psychotherapy, dispelling myths and leveraging the latest research to explore a wide array of mental health topics. My goal is to empower you with knowledge and insights that nurture a healthier, happier life. After all, your health truly is your wealth. Now, ever wonder if you're more stressed than ever? Using the latest fMRI technology, neuroscientists have discovered a biological matrix of neurons and synapses called the default mode network. In this episode, we'll look at what this is and what it means to our ability to manage our increasing levels of stress. In an era of endless comforts and conveniences, it's ironic that so many of us feel more stressed, anxious, and mentally overloaded than ever before. The culprit might not just be our jobs, our social media feeds, or even the relentless pace of modern life, though those certainly play a part. It might be something happening inside your brain, in a network you've probably never heard of, the default mode network. What is the default mode network? Well, the DMN is a set of brain regions that light up when you're not focused on anything in particular. It's responsible for daydreaming, self-reflection, and wondering about your place in the world. In moderation, this is all very healthy. The DMN lets you plan for the future, reflect on past events, and connect with others. But here's the catch. When it's overstimulated, the DMN doesn't help you reflect. It traps you in loops of rumination and self-criticism. Instead of pondering the meaning of life, you end up fixating on every minor mistake you've made, or worrying endlessly about the future. So, how does modern life hijack the DMN? Well, the way we live now scrambles the DMN in ways that earlier generations never had to worry about. Three main culprits keep the DMN in overdrive. Constant digital distractions. Our lives are filled with an unrelenting stream of notifications, emails, and social media updates. Each one yanks your focus away from a quiet reflection and forces your brain into a constant state of alert. The DMN, never allowed to rest, worked overtime, and you end up feeling mentally drained. Social media and comparison. We know social media isn't great for mental health, but it's particularly toxic for the DMN. Endless comparisons to others' curated highlights activate the network in all the wrong ways. Instead of healthy self-reflection, the DMN fuels a constant sense of inadequacy, wondering how you measure up. Multitasking culture. The modern obsession with multitasking means we're rarely ever fully present. This constant task switching prevents the DMN from engaging in productive mental rest. The result? A brain that's always doing something, but never really recovering, leading to stress and burnout. In his book, Stolen Focus, Johann Hari debunks the myth of multitasking, explaining that it actually reduces productivity and impairs cognitive function. He describes the switch cost effect, which refers to the mental lag that occurs when we shift between tasks, and this can often be as much as 20 minutes. Each switch drains focus and energy, leading to slower work and more mistakes. And Hari argues that our technology-driven world amplifies this effect by constantly pulling our attention in different directions, which results in mental fatigue and diminished well-being. And to combat this, Hari advocates for focusing on one task at a time and creating environments that allow for sustained attention. So what is the link between an overactive DMN and mental health? When the DMN is overstimulated, it's like a runaway train of negative thoughts. You dwell on past mistakes, obsess over future worries, and find yourself stuck in a cycle of anxiety. And in the long run, this activity can lead to chronic stress, depression, and an inability to switch off the internal chatter that keeps you up at night. The good news is that the DMN can be calmed. Mindfulness and meditation are two of the most effective ways to quiet that overactive mental noise. By focusing your attention on the present moment, mindfulness gives the DMN a much-needed break, reducing stress and anxiety in the process. Mindfulness isn't some mystical cure-all. It's a practical tool for giving your brain space to breathe. By incorporating mindfulness or meditation into your day, even for just a few minutes, you can calm the DMN, breaking free from the constant loop of negative thoughts and self-criticism. Along with mindfulness, a few simple lifestyle changes can make a significant difference in how often your DMN runs wild. Unplug from digital devices. Regularly stepping away from your phone or computer gives your brain the downtime it craves. Less information bombardment means more space for healthy mental reflection. Practice single tasking. Focusing on one thing at a time reduces the brain's need to juggle tasks, giving it a chance to engage in restful, productive reflection instead of scattered thinking. Engage in low-stimulation activities like walking, gardening, or simply spending time in nature helps reset the DMN, providing mental clarity and reducing stress. Neuroscientists suggest understanding the DMN's role in your stress and anxiety is key to managing both. We may live in a world that constantly tugs at our attention, but by learning to quiet the DMN through mindfulness, reducing distractions, and single tasking, we can restore balance and reclaim our mental well-being. It's not about escaping the modern world, but about learning how to navigate it without letting it hijack our minds. By calming the DMN, we're not just reducing stress, we're opening ourselves up to a calmer, clearer way of living. Thank you for joining me today on Shrink by Quint. If you found this episode helpful, please subscribe, share it with others, and leave a review. Your feedback helps me continue to provide what I hope is valuable content to support your mental health journey. Because remember, your health is your wealth. Until next time, take care.